Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're diving into the world of Washington quarters, one of the most beloved and collected series in US coinage history. In this video, we'll be highlighting the top 6 most valuable Washington quarter dollars you might find in your collection. Make sure to watch till the end, as some of these coins could be worth a small fortune. First up, the 1967 Washington quarter dollars. Fast forward to 1967, a significant year for the Washington quarter. This was during the era of the Coinage Act of 1965, which eliminated silver from the quarter. From 1965 onwards, quarters were made from a copper-nickel-clad composition instead of the 90% silver used previously. Let's take a closer look at the design of the 1967 Washington quarter. The obverse features the familiar portrait of George Washington, with the inscriptions Liberty at the top, In God We Trust to the left, and the date 1967 at the bottom. The reverse side showcases the American eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows with 2 olive branches beneath, symbolizing peace and strength. Unlike many other coins, the 1967 quarter doesn't have a mint mark. This was due to the mint's decision to temporarily remove mint marks between 1965 and 1967 to discourage hoarding during the transition away from silver. Now, let's talk about the value of the 1967 Washington quarter. Because this coin was produced in large quantities, over $78,000 were minted, it's not particularly rare. However, its value varies depending on its condition. In circulated condition, most 1967 quarters are worth just above face value, around $44,000, but if you have an uncirculated 1967 quarter, or one in a high grade like MS65 or higher, the value can jump significantly. These can be worth anywhere from $48,000 or more, depending on the market. Special varieties or error coins, such as those with doubling or misprints, can also fetch higher prices. Always keep an eye out for these rare finds. Did you know that 1967 was also the year the US Mint produced a special SMS or special mint set instead of a proof set? These SMS coins, including the Washington quarter, have a unique satin finish and can be more valuable than regular uncirculated coins. Also, because of the high production numbers and the lack of a mint mark, the 1967 quarter is an interesting piece of American history, reflecting the country's transition away from silver coinage. So there you have it. The 1967 Washington quarter may not be rare, but it's a significant piece of numismatic history. Whether you're looking to add one to your collection or simply want to know more about the coins in your pocket change, it's always exciting to learn about these little pieces of art. Next up, the 1981 Washington quarter dollar with a P mint mark in fine condition. If you're into coin collecting or just curious about the worth of your coins, you've come to the right place. Before we jump into its value, let's talk a bit about this coin's history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. The design was so popular that it became a regular part of US coinage, replacing the standing Liberty quarter. The 1981 Washington quarter is part of the copper-nickel-clad series, which began in 1965. This particular coin features a P mint mark, indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. 1981 was also one of the last years of this design, before the Washington quarter underwent design changes in the 1990s. In fine condition, your 1981 Washington quarter shows moderate wear, but the major details of Washington's bust and the eagle on the reverse are still clearly visible. The mint mark P can be found just above the date, which is an important identifier for collectors. So, how much is this coin worth today? In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. For a 1981 Washington quarter with a P mint mark in fine condition, the value typically ranges from $39,000. While it doesn't carry a high premium over face value, it's still a great piece of American history and a must-have for any Washington quarter collection. However, if you had this coin in higher grades, such as extremely fine or uncirculated, the value could increase significantly, sometimes up to several dollars depending on the market. Several factors can affect the value of your 1981 Washington quarter. These include its overall condition, rarity, and demand. In the current market, the fine condition reflects moderate wear, which keeps the value relatively modest. But remember, even slight differences in grade can make a big difference in value. Currently, the market for Washington quarters is stable with collectors seeking out higher-grade examples, while a fine-condition 1981 quarter may not fetch a premium price. It's a solid addition to a collection, particularly for those interested in completing a full set of Washington quarters. Next up, the 1970 Washington quarter with the Denver Mint mark. We'll explore its value in today's auction market, even in dirty condition. If you're curious about coin collecting or just want to know if that old quarter in your pocket is worth something, stay tuned. The 1970 Washington quarter is part of the series minted from 1932 to 1998. It's composed of copper and nickel, with weight of 5.67 grams. The D Mint mark indicates it was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the major facilities responsible for coin production in the United States. Condition plays a significant role in determining a coin's value. Coins that are dirty or show signs of wear are typically less valuable than those in pristine condition. However, some older coins, like this 1970 quarter, can still hold considerable value, even when not in perfect shape. What's the value of a dirty 1970 Washington quarter with a D Mint mark in today's auction market? While a coin in mint condition could fetch between $66,000, dirty or well-worn quarter usually sells for less, typically ranging from $87,000. However, prices can vary depending on the buyer's interest and the coin's overall condition. Even though the coin might not be in its best condition, collectors often seek specific mint years or mint marks to complete their collections. This can sometimes drive up the price slightly above the average. If you're considering selling your 1970 Washington quarter, here are a few tips. First, try to get an accurate assessment of its condition. Even if it's dirty, cleaning is not recommended as it can further reduce the coin's value. Instead, consider having it graded by a professional service. This could help in fetching a better price at auction. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, understanding the value of your coins is key to making the most of your collection. The 1970 Washington quarter with a D Mint mark might not make you rich, but it's a fascinating piece of history with a story to tell. Next up, the value of a 1966 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark, particularly one that's in dirty condition. Is it worth anything in today's market? Let's find out. First, let's talk about the coin itself. The Washington quarter has been a staple in U.S. currency since 1932, honoring the first president of the United States, George Washington. The 1966 quarter is part of the series struck after the U.S. removed silver from its quarters in 1965. This means that the 1966 quarter is made from a copper nickel clad rather than silver. You might notice that this quarter doesn't have a mint mark. That's because quarters minted in Philadelphia didn't carry a mint mark during this period. While some coins with specific mint marks can be rare and valuable, a missing mint mark on this coin is completely normal. Now, let's talk about the condition. Coin collectors know that condition plays a huge role in a coin's value. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch higher prices. However, the value of a 1966 quarter in dirty condition where the coin shows significant wear, grime, or discoloration is a different story. So, what's the 1966 Washington quarter without a mint mark worth in today's market? In dirty condition, these quarters generally hold only their face value of $45,000 because millions were produced. They are quite common. Even in pristine condition, they're not worth much more than face value unless you find one in a truly exceptional state. So, should you hold on to your 1966 Washington quarter in dirty condition? While it might not be worth much to collectors, it's still a piece of history and could be a fun addition to a collection of circulated coins. Plus, you never know, future interest in these coins could change their value. Next up, the value of the 1990 Washington quarter with a D Mint mark in good condition. So, let's find out how much this coin is worth in today's market. The 1990 Washington quarter is part of the long-running Washington quarter series which started in 1932. The coin features the profile of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. The D Mint mark indicates that this particular quarter was minted in Denver. Before we dive into the value, let's quickly talk about what good condition means in coin grading. A coin in good condition shows significant wear, especially on the high points of the design. However, all major details are still visible. For a 1990 quarter, this might mean that Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers are worn but still discernible. So how much is a 1990 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in good condition worth today? In general, quarters from this era were minted in large numbers, so they're not particularly rare. However, their value can still exceed face value depending on the market and buyer interest. In today's market, 1990 D Washington quarter in good condition is typically valued at around $44,000. While this isn't a fortune, it's a slight premium over face value, especially for collectors looking to complete a set, remember. The value can vary based on factors like silver content, though 1990 quarters are made of a copper nickel clad, not silver, and the coin's overall appeal to collectors. If you happen to have one in uncirculated or better condition, the value could be higher. So, there you have it. The 1990 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in good condition is worth more than its face value, but it's not a high-ticket item unless it's in exceptional condition. Keep an eye out for better preserved coins, as those are the ones that could bring in more value. Next up, the 1974 Washington quarter dollar without a mint mark in fine condition. If you're a coin enthusiast or just curious about what this quarter might be worth, stay tuned. Let's start with a little background. The Washington quarter was introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the obverse features a profile of Washington, while the reverse depicts an eagle with outstretched wings clutching arrows and olive branches. The 1974 Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it doesn't have a mint mark. Only quarters produced at the Denver and San Francisco mints during this period bear a D or S mint mark. Now, let's talk value. In fine condition, this quarter has seen some wear, but the details of Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers are still visible, though not sharp. Fine condition is a common grade for circulated coins like this one. As of today's market, the value of a 1974 Washington quarter without a mint mark in fine condition is generally around $56,000. That's right, this quarter is still worth its face value or slightly above. While it might not be a rare or high-value coin, it's a great piece for beginners to collect, especially if you're interested in assembling a complete set of Washington quarters. So why isn't it worth more? The 1974 Washington quarter was minted in large quantities. Over 800 million were struck at the Philadelphia Mint alone. Because of this high mintage, the coin is quite common, and only specimens in uncirculated or higher grades carry a premium. However, if you find one in pristine uncirculated condition, or even a proof version, the value could increase significantly, reaching several dollars depending on the market. Wrap things up. The 1974 Washington quarter without a mint mark in fine condition might not make you rich, but it's a solid and historic addition to any coin collection. Plus, you never know, checking your change might uncover a quarter in a higher grade. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with fellow coin enthusiasts, and subscribe for more coin values and collecting tips. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or if there's a specific coin you'd like us to cover next time. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting.